Good day, everyone. This is a time for you to sit down and listen carefully. Everything we achieve in life, we achieve them by one process. And the process is the process of decision making. A lot of people have failed in life because they took a wrong decision. Now, I want you to ask yourself, those decisions you took before, are they good or are they bad? Now you went to start a business, and along the line you wish to quit that business. Why? What made you took the decision in the first place of starting that business? Now you need to understand with me that one important thing in life that everyone must master and must be very careful about is taking decision. A lot of people took wrong decision and they spend their time financing a wrong decision, and at the end of the day they realize they have nothing they call success at all. Why? It's not because they did not spend, it's not because they did not invest on that decision, but because they went ahead to took a wrong decision. The solution is here. I have come to tell you 8 good things that you must consider before you take any decision. Number 1, identify the problem. Before you come up with any decision in life, what is the problem you want to solve? You must identify the problem. Now, listen, if you have a business and in your business you are trying to gain more customer, now that is what you are experiencing. There is no customer. People are not visiting your business. People don't patronize you. Now, you want people to patronize you. The problem is that you don't sell. And you don't sell because people don't patronize you. That is the problem. You must identify the problem. Now, the problem on its own that you are seeing is that people don't patronize you. That's why you are not making a good sales. But I want to tell you the depth of it. That your problem might not be that people don't patronize you. Something make people not to patronize you. And that thing is the major problem. What is the reason for people not patronizing your business? You must first identify the problem. Probably it's the location. Probably you are still using the old methods to serve people. And people will look at it that they have a better option outside. They will not come to you. Now you bow down your head and you are gone thinking. So you must first of all identify the problem before you make a decision. Number 2, define your objectives. Before you can make decision, you must define the objective, your goals. Why do you want to do this thing? Why do you have to solve the problem? What are your objectives? If you don't identify, you don't define your objectives, it will be very difficult for you to make decisions. Now, a lot of people have taken to different people's advice. Why? Because they did not define their objective. They don't primarily know where they are going. So when everybody brings advice, they embrace it. It sounds good. It sounds lovely. It sounds productive. It sounds new. Now they follow it. Why? Because they did not define their own objectives. Everybody can be in a business. We are in business with different mindsets. So you cannot be in a business with the same mindset. Our objectives are different. So that is the second thing you need to do when you want to make a decision. You need to define your objectives. The third one, make a pre-decision. Before you make a final decision, test run your decision. Make a pre-decision. Don't just jump into a particular decision. Okay, you want to go into a business, or your business is not booming now. You don't just make a decision. Okay, I want to change location. No. Pre-decide on what you want to do. Before you make a conclusion, make a pre-decision. Now you service that pre-decision to know if it will work or not. It is very wrong for you to just wake up one day and say, this is where I'm going, and you follow suit. What if that decision you have just taken is a wrong decision? Don't forget, taking a wrong decision, you will have spent a lot in making that decision work. So you must make a pre-decision. That's the number 3. Before you make any decision, identify the problem. The second one is define your objective, and the third one is make a pre-decision. Now the fourth one is generate alternatives. Now before you make a decision, you make a pre-decision. Now your pre-decision you make will be in alternatives. Have a plan A, plan B, plan C. Now because you want to make a conclusion about a decision, now you must have different objectives. If this goes this way, this follows suit. If this goes this way, this follows suit. You just conclude on your own that, okay, this is the one thing I want to do and not going back. What if that idea fails? So you make a pre-decision and you make alternatives. You have plan A, plan B, plan C. Because you don't forget, you are still going to make only one decision. But you must be sure that that decision you want to make is a good decision. Now, number 5 is evaluate those alternatives. Okay, you want to boost your business. Now you have different alternatives to see if that business will grow or not. Now you want to buy more equipment, you want to change location, you want to increase your advert, you want to talk to more people about your business. Now those are the alternatives you have. Those alternatives must be evaluated. You evaluate them. Which one goes first? Which one comes second? If you are able to do those things, you know for sure that you are going to make a right decision. Now, when you have alternatives, you evaluate the alternatives. Now it is now time for you to make choice. Make choice. You know what is good for you. You know your ability. You need to choose for yourself. You need to choose what is good for you. You need to choose what is good for your environment. You need to choose what is good for your career. So, based on the knowledge you have, you need to make choice. And after you are making those choices, you implement them. When you implement those choices, you realize that you've taken a long process in getting to making one choice. Now, you have made that choice. You implement the choice. And when you implement the choice, you follow up. You now realize indirectly your choice that you concluded upon now becomes the decision. So if you don't make a choice, and if your choice is not a good one, you will end up having a wrong decision. So for anyone that wants to make decision, you must consider these steps. And the last one is do follow up. Always do a follow up. When you make your decision, when you make your choice, always follow up. Be alert to whatsoever that happens. Be smart enough to see what is happening in the real sense. You make a follow-up, you decide what happens in the process, you decide what goes up and what comes down. You do a follow-up every time. You must not leave one aspect out of everything. So with this 8 point, I want to believe that next time you are making a decision, you are going to consider the problem, you identify the problems, you define your objectives, you make a pre-decision, you generate alternatives, you evaluate those alternatives, you make your choice, you implement your choice, and you do a follow-up. Thank you. See you next time.